Kiowa and Foley was,
I need to start the live stream.
Oh.
Yep,
okay.
just give me the thumbs up.
Right. Yes. Was her nice way of saying
Okay, thanks, Stephanie. I'd like to call our July 6th Town Council meeting to order. Could I have a pledge of allegiance, please?
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Here's fine.
Roll call
Mayor Gabriella.
here.
Mr. Bridget.
Here.
Ms. Conley.
Here.
Mr. Moffett.
Here.
Dr. Parker.
Here.
Ms. Tillerson.
Here.
Mr. Wilson.
Here.
Under tab 1, we have minutes from our June 1st meeting. Could I have a motion to approve, please? For a second?
I'll second.
Any comments, discussions, suggestions, changes? Okay, hearing none. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Approved. Okay. Mayor's update. I have 3 things to comment on. This Thursday at 2 o'clock, there will be a public meeting here. And it will be the Kimley Horner will be making a presentation on their Beachwalker Park intersection study. And we'll just encourage anybody that is listening in or hadn't seen it in our town notes to attend. This is an extremely important subject, so the more extremely important and extremely complicated. So the more ideas and suggestions, we will welcome them. So that's this Thursday at 2. Another very important subject, and we're going to try to obtain the slides and get them out to everybody, is the MUSC project that will be going up on, really down the street from us, their new ER. This is a remarkable service, a wonderful project that will have enormous benefits to all the citizens of Kiowa and Seabrook and Johns Island. I've had a chance to listen to the presentation virtually, and I think they've made some live presentations, but we will try to get the slides and send them out to everybody. So I would encourage folks to read them, to see them, and certainly let us know if there are any questions, things that we can answer, and some we can certainly pass on to MUSC. And the third has to do with the developer-acquired property adjacent to our municipal center that had asked the planning commission for the county for rezoning, which was, the staff denied it and the planning commission denied it. It is our understanding that this project will be going forward to county council in August, the latter part of August.
August 31st.
31st. And we will certainly communicate more to the to the town, but if you recall, we did a survey. At this point, it must have been 60 days ago or so. 900 people responded, and 90% of the 900 people were not supportive of the rezoning. And we in turn sent a letter to the county or the planning commission to that extent, and we will do the same in August. But it's an important, very important subject for all of us, and I would encourage people to put that on their calendar, and we will send out some instructions or some suggestions to either write letters or to attend the meeting, or both, quite frankly.
Excuse me, Mayor.
Yes, ma'am.
Is the property use the same
Yes.
for
Yes.
the golf?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
thank
It's our understanding. It is to be rezoned and to be rezoned to be able to put a miniature golf on it. Yes, Marion.
Thank you.
Nothing's changed.
Is Miss Honeycutt the one that we should send an email to?
Yes.
You could send it to her
Yeah.
Yep.
or the town clerk, but in our e-blast that we have go out, or information, I'm not sure between John and Stephanie, do we include a contact of, or do they go to you, or do we put the county clerk on there? Okay.
And I know that there's varying opinions relative to why possibly this rezoning should not take place, but quite frankly, safety needs to be first and foremost. Our Betsy Carrison Highway here is an extremely busy street, and it is going to do nothing but get busier. And when we stop and think that there's going to be an emergency room at the end of it, now that we'll be taking ambulances from all over Wadmalaw and Johns Island and driving them downbound to an ER, coupled with construction going on, it is just, safety and traffic is just going to continue to increase. And it's just not the right thing to having a service like a facility like that for families and trying to make this turn to come into to a golf course. So anyway, we'll send more out. That's my update. Citizen comments? Anything?
No.
Old business? New business. The first item is under tab 2, and it is to consider approval of ordinance 2021-09. The previous council, for the best of reasons, proposed an ordinance which was approved in December of last year, 2020-13. And those reasons really stem from important thoughts that they had to recognize, stabilize, encourage people from the community to become members of council, become members of the municipal body, which we are. And it dealt with compensation. And very laudable, it sounded like a wonderful idea. Unfortunately, today, this council, we know more than we know more than we knew now, or the previous council knew back in December. And it primarily centers around two things. One, an IRS determination that municipal officers must be considered employees. One. Two, the fact that being considered an employee, PEBA, P-E-B-A, Public Employee Benefits, something. Administration, governs fringe benefits for all of municipal employees in the state of South Carolina. And they say that if you're an employee, you must be offered fringe benefits. Those two conditions, the fact that we would be an employee and would be offered fringe benefits, is just inconsistent with what the previous council desired. Again, it was a great idea. It was for all the right reasons, but it was not to be considered as employees. It was not for municipal officers to be granted benefits. So I have asked Stephanie and Joe to prepare this ordinance 2021-09, which rescinds that ordinance. And this is the first reading. If council approves it, there will be a second reading in August. So that's a little bit of background. Could I have a motion to approve, please?
So move.
For a second? Any discussion, any comments, concerns that you wish to share? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? No. Okay, it's approved. So that was the first reading, and then again, the August meeting. The second two items, B and C, deal with the subjects which we, 10 minutes ago, we just dealt with, the All South Consulting Engineers and the Jan Pro Cleaning Solutions. So taking them one at a time, could I have a motion to approve All South?
So move.
Second.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And the second, the contract with Jan Pro. Could I have a motion to approve, please?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And tab 5 is the appointment of Lynn O'Leary. I don't know Mrs. O'Leary, but this comes to us from Stephanie, I guess from John.
John.
And this is a replacement for Wendy Kulik on the Board of Zoning Appeals. And her term is
23.
2023.
Yeah.
So she's just working
She's
out.
finishing out.
with
Ms.
these
Kulik, yes, and it comes from the board chair, Mr. Frank Cassidy,
Okay.
recommendation.
Could I have a motion to approve, please?
I so move.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Aye.
thank you. Stephanie, Town Administrator's Report?
I don't, but I know I didn't ask her to, but Stephanie, could you just do a quick update about the app? Because I know a few of the council members asked about it. Thank you.
Stephanie, do you happen to know if Lynn O'Leary is a male or female?
Female.
So the app that I presented to you at the previous town council meeting is all ready to go. We have a slight holdup with Apple because our website references COVID-19 and they need to verify our organization as an actual official government entity. So we had to go through a developer application and they have to take several steps in order to actually push it live. The version that I had kind of referenced the last time with the resources in the middle tab that had ease of use for the end user. And so I'm thinking that it's probably going to be another week or so before the final version gets pushed out, and therefore I'll announce it to the public. But do you have any questions regarding that? Yes, sir.
For those of us who downloaded the beta version, will it automatically update, or do we need to go back to the App Store?
No, you will, it will prompt you to update. You might have seen that in other apps before. It's basically new content, so.
To Scott's question, so when it's updated, either by you or the system or something, it just happens?
It does, so what happens is when you go back in to use the app, it will say there's a new version
okay.
available, and so it will ask to prompt you to update it.
Good, great.
Great, thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Stephanie.
I use it, it's very helpful.
Yeah. And just one other, and this is just small, so everyone's aware of Tropical Storm Elise?
Elsa.
Elsa.
Where did that tropical storm come from?
I know, where did she come from? Just want you to know that the town, are updated. We received updates from the South Carolina, either Emergency Management Division or the County Emergency Management Division. I have a call actually at 3 o'clock. We do not, of course, anticipate receiving anything near to what maybe Florida will receive, but of course, they said the weather will move in. Tomorrow, increase, obviously, rain, but, I don't know the strong winds and probably riptides, those different things. They're going to let us know today at 3 o'clock. Stephanie will get something out after that call. Yep, so we'll send out like we normally do after the call, and then Kika will pick that message up and send it out as well via their e-blast service. So just so that you all know, we are on top of it. We'll communicate, I've already communicated to our partners, that being the resort, Kika, Freshfields, and the partners, just so that they know what's going on. But we do not anticipate, of course, as we already said, we don't think the governor's going to do any type of evacuation or anything like that. It's just really we'll probably see, of course, in low-lying areas, flooding. But as we get more information from our 3 o'clock call, if you guys are all on the e-blast, you'll see that information get pushed out shortly after that. That's it. You have any questions? Nope. Okay, I don't have any other
Thank you,
updates.
Stephanie. Thank you, Stephanie. Council members. Scott?
Have nothing.
Dan?
I'm good.
Mary Ann?
No, Mayor.
John? General comments? Anything from anybody?
Mr. Mayor, regarding the MUSC Emergency Department project, would it be appropriate for them to come and give a presentation to the town council, and then any members of the community who wanted to attend that meeting would be able to get that update?
I can ask. I did reach out. I did ask them before. They didn't comment, but they just sent me some information, presentation. So we'll get that out and I'll ask if they like to want to.
Because you know there'll be rumors all over the
The
island.
partners did have 3 or 4 meetings where they invited members of the public. I don't know how I got selected, but I went to that. And basically, I think if you have the overheads, Stephanie, that will give you everything you need to know.
Okay.
And one of their key reasons to have the presentation is to talk about philanthropy and raising money, because that is an issue.
Yeah, we did, talk with her and, so I'll ask her again, and it may be that because they just did 3 or 4, she might be open to do it in August or September as a kind of
Right.
follow-up that they started their philanthropic. And, at the time when we met with, her name is Sarah,
Bensick.
Basic, they were in the process of selecting an architect. So if they come back maybe in September, maybe they would have selected their architect and have more information to share to the public. So yeah, I can definitely reach out to see.
They talked about the emergency room aspects and what they expected to do. The one question I had that I didn't ask was, are they going to be able to transfer people from this emergency room to MUSC downtown? They talk about the helicopter being available, but they never did answer that question. And I know that's one that Chief Wald has said to me they can't do it. So I don't know. It seems to me that they could.
Well, the fact that this is brought up, Stephanie and I have had a chance to meet with Sarah Bensick, who's their Chief Strategy Officer. And I did ask that. And any multi-facility institution has to have inter-hospital capabilities. And she assured me that they did. However, I'm very curious about this. I'd like to learn more about how they plan on handling the inter-hospital between, so it's one thing to get the patient from their residence or wherever the incident may occur to the ER, then it's another if they have to have go to an OR or cath lab or whatever to get them downtown. So that becomes another very important component of this. But I think why the community should really look at this is that clearly the philanthropy development is a big deal. I think this is fairly, he says it's straightforward. The project itself would be somewhere between $25 and $30 million. Sarah shared that their initial target is $12 million. So once they have that money's committed from the population at large, all the islands, Johns, Seabrook, etc., Kiowa, and the architect is selected, then they will proceed. So it's roughly about 50% of the overall project, but they plan on having this thing highly funded through philanthropy.
Okay, so
Right.
that's interesting news. That's news to me. That,
Right.
it's all contingent upon the residents ponying up the money.
Well, I did
Half of it's got, yeah, because I think, I asked the question in terms of what their overall financing plan was, are they issuing bonds or what their debt was planning to be. But she had indicated 12. So I think with these 4 sessions and the virtual session and probably other sessions, they're probably running a tab right now to seeing how much naming opportunities, all those
That's
types of
what
things.
this is about. This is a brochure they handed out,
Oh,
and they have naming opportunities in here, as well as the basic information on what the facility is gonna be. I did ask, the president if indeed this $27 million was a deal breaker if they didn't get it through philanthropy, and he said no.
yeah. I think they're committed to it, and
Okay.
yes. However, I'm personally encouraging people to see the slides, to learn, if they wish to participate in philanthropy, that's a personal decision. But this is a remarkable service that's going to be available to this community, and it would just be
Long overdue.
And I think from a resident's perspective, we're all going to be faced with making decisions in the future relative to many different things, but knowing that we have a full-blown ER down the street is really a big deal. And, especially the way this highway system is turning out, you know, I mean, if they could have said, we'll put it at, 17 and Bees Ferry,
Yeah,
and
right.
that would have been a nightmare in and of itself just to get out there as compared to going downtown. But the fact that it's gonna be where it's located is really quite a service. And it's full service because ERs are licensed and they'll have those capabilities, it'll be, all that stuff. But it would be important for the community to learn about.
They also mentioned that the property was donated by
Yeah.
partners.
Yeah,
I have just two more quick follow-up questions.
Sure.
Since I wasn't part of that. How many people attended each session, and how did they get the word out? Because this is all news to me that there's been any educational piece by anybody.
This is a mailing list from partners that I happen to be on. I really don't know.
So how many people were there at the
I would
meeting?
say 75 or 80.
Okay.
At
And
the-
they had 3 or 4.
And I know the one they had last week, they had, she said 150 people signed up. So they opened up one last week because they had such great,
That was the one that I went to.
Participation.
I'm totally in the dark here.
Well,
Yeah.
you're not on that mailing list.
Well, I know, but I mean, goes back to my point, is how many of our residents are not on that mailing list and don't have any of this information. So I feel like we need to get this out somehow to everybody.
Well, that's what we're gonna try to do,
Yeah.
but that part of it, Scott, I do not know. I like Mary Ann, I just got it, and I signed up for the virtual, presentation. I wanna say, you know, that little box that says participants, I wanna say there were 90, maybe something like that.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, but I just signed up for it. I have no other contact other than that. Nothing in the mail, just that one little.
And I also, I've gotten other things from them, because I remember Klaus was quite upset that he wasn't invited to something I was invited to. So I really don't know how I'm on the list.
Okay.
Okay.
Right?
Anything else?
So,
But it's an important subject, and we will do what we can to get the information out. Citizen comments?
No.
Nothing? Motion to adjourn.
So move.
Oh, I said, now that you had something.
Yep.
Oh, we do have a citizen's comment.
This is just further to this ER. I thought the presentation, Barry and I were at the same one. I thought the presentation was well done. I received an email invitation somehow. I think I'm on one of their mailing lists. And what I had to do was to actually go online to get tickets.
right.
Yeah.
And so we arrived there with 2 tickets, but I got the impression other people were showing up without tickets. It didn't much matter. But the point I think is well taken, is that there's a broader cohort out there that needs to hear this story. And why they limited it as they did, I guess you'd have to ask them.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you, sir. And I guess the third reason, there's multiple reasons, but another reason is the fact that there's gonna be at least two big construction projects on that side of Freshfields,
Right.
on both sides of the street, that everybody better be aware of. Would be very helpful. Okay, motion to adjourn?
So move.
Did we do